Good morning, guys. Another day, another demo. This time it is again courtesy of the guys at Southwest Handling. They bought us, this is the third machine they've bought us now in as many weeks to have a look at. And you've probably already seen from the thumbnail that it is a Merlo. So there it is over there. I'm not going to walk under the bucket. It is a Merlo 35.7 farmer model, I think they call it. So it's 140 horsepower. 3.5 ton lift, 7 meters. You can see I haven't got the booms right back, but it will lift a meter further than our Manitou to the same capacity. So it's dropped off this morning. I've just moved it out into the yard, put it side by side with the Manitou to have a bit of a look at it, but haven't actually done anything with it yet. So what I'll do is I'll put the camera down, put the Manitou away, and we'll get in the cab of the Merlo and have a little look around it. Right, first impressions just from moving it across the yard, very different to the Manitou. Not necessarily bad, but very different. That's got a power shift gearbox. This is a hydrostatic, so you just put your foot down to go faster. The bucket that it's come with, I believe, is 2 cube. It is enormous, absolutely massive. But yeah, we'll do a little walk around the machine here. This is one thing that's very different. The Manitou's got a proper step out the side. This step's sort of underneath, so you've got to be aware of that. It's got a split door, so you can split the door there. If I just pull the little lever there to unplug it, so you can have that one shut back, and that one closed if you want. Manitou's got an electric window, so that's different. It's got a massive beefy pickup hitch on the back, battery isolator switch there, 7-pin plug, got your brakes. I guess these are, well, they brakes. No, the first one's brake, it says. Then you've got aux auxiliary there, oiled if you need it. All the gubbins, we don't tend to use any of that on the handler, to be honest. Got your boom stop there for servicing. The exhaust is big and sort of, if you were turning looking out your back right corner, you'd see the exhaust. The one on the Manitou is a bit more hidden, you can just see the tip of it there. It's had a bit of a rough demo before it come to us, unfortunately, but doesn't take anything away from the machine itself. Obviously it's come on its own headstock, so we've got a bucket and also that whacking great grab to try with it. So we've got it for a little while. We're going to take it over to the other farm next week. We've got a load of dung there to clean out, so it'll get a proper test whilst it's here. I took the grab off because that was on it when it come, and this is very different. So it's a Merlo thing, twist on auxiliary fittings. So at the minute that one does the locking pin, which on the Merlo is underneath, under there. When you don't need to use the locking pin, so when you're using the third service for example, that one goes on the middle one there, it's just a bolt, and your 2 oil pipes go on there. But they just twist on, so you haven't got to dump the pressure or anything, you just put them on there, heave them up and screw them on. I should say my Uncle Squeak has got the exact same model as this, and he really likes his. I think he did say to me when I told him we were having this on demo, see if it's got the cab suspension, but I don't think it has. I think it's just the standard bushes on the bottom there. That's the machine. She's a bit shorter and narrower than our Manitou, as I say, with an extra meter reach and I think about 5 more horsepower. Right, so we are inside the cab. First thing I've noticed, there's a lack of metal to stick magnetic cameras to for YouTubing purposes, but that probably isn't at the top of the list for Merlo when they design their machines, I should have thought. But anyway, this is what you see from the seat. So there's quite a lot going on. Got a nice little dashboard in there, it's quite neat and tucked away, and then there's just an array of buttons. So we'll start with the joysticks, that's obviously the main thing. This is pressure sensing, so if you get in the cab and start pushing it with your finger like this, nothing will happen. You need to have a grip on it like so for the joystick to become live. So that's a new safety feature. The Merlos, they used to have a button on the back, little dead man switch, but I'm sure anyone that's got one will tell you they used to just put a rubber band or tape around it to keep it so that you could just use the joystick all the time. So on the joystick, different to the Manitou. So on the Manitou we've got forward and reverse obviously we've got a palm grip here, and we've got forward and reverse, and then your thumb does your third service and your boom. So you obviously hold this one a lot differently. That is your boom, forward and back, and that is your third service. So that is your locking pin when you're on something like a bucket, and it does your open and closing on a grab. You've got a yellow button there that does neutral for the transmission, and then you can see here there's a diagram forward on reverse. If I turn the camera around, there's a little orange scroll there, so forward is up, reverse is down. And then you've also got 3 more auxiliary switches on the back. One thing I noticed just now from taking the grab off is when you want to use this locking pin, it's not as straightforward or as simple, which makes it safe, as to just use this to unlock and lock the bucket on and off. You have to hold this button down here. So you need 2 hands, hold one there, and then use this at the same time to unlock the button. If you let go of that after you've unlocked it, the pin will drop back in and lock itself. So you need to hold the button, and you also need to hold the switch in the position whilst you're dropping the bucket off, in that sort of motion with the joystick. I say they've done that as a safety feature so that you can't, you know, accidentally drop attachments off. If it's locked on, it is locked on. It's quite a routine there to take anything off, which is, you know, good from a health and safety point. Electronic handbrake, so I keep going to grab this thing to pull the handbrake on because that's where it is in the Manitou, but that lever there is for the pickup hitch cable release. So there's just a switch there, so off, on. There's a joystick lock there as well, so if you were going up the road, you can lock the joystick. Big red button, I'm assuming, is just an emergency, everything stops. If we do the switches behind us first, we got the driving, or the steering mode I should say, so 4-wheel steer, front wheel steer and crab steer. You put it in the middle one there, 2-wheel steer if you go on the road. The rest of the time it'll be in 4-wheel steer. The little joystick here is for the pickup hitch up and down. I guess that's an oil flow for the back, or a rev or something. I'll just leave him where he was. Hazard lights, that's a bit bizarre them being around there, but that's where they are. And then you've got your cigarette lighter, and 3-pin plug and whatnot. Nice cubby hole, get a little bit of lunch in there or whatever. Radio at the top, and then this is new apparently in the Merlo, so, or newer, one big pane of glass, same as a Manitou, goes all the way up to here. Great visibility out of there with the safety steel on top. Got a sun visor up here that all neatly folds back into these little catches, so it's out of the way. And yeah, I guess we'll start on the buttons on the front. Beside the steering wheel here, as well as on the joystick, forward and reverse, you've also got it on here. It's interesting because on the Manitou you've only got one place, so you've got there or there, depending on what you want to use. You've got your 2 transmission speeds, so they just flick into hare or tortoise, but you can't do that on the move, so you've got to be stopped. A couple buttons here for the dashboard, settings and various things. Windscreen wipers, wash, and different modes, rear wiper, and all that sort of gubbins. You've then got a regen, so you can start and stop regen, beacon, front lights, rear lights, boom suspension. I think this is like rev on demand, so there's a little wheel here. You can increase or decrease the revs for when using the joystick that doesn't affect your transmission speed. So I believe that is that one. And then you got reverse fan, but you've got to have the side open to use that. And I'm going to have to ask Craig what that is. I think that's some sort of preset revs or something like that. But yeah, there's plenty going on. Got the fan controls down there. Is that another little cubby hole? Yep, another little cubby hole. Nice one. And yeah, other interesting thing, 3 pedals. So you've got accelerator, brake, and then what they call an inching pedal. So it's like a dump valve, so you can be going along, and if you push this pedal in, you'll slow down very gradually, which is quite cool. So this is what I mean about the step getting out. It's sort of hidden underneath the cab. So when you want to go out, you've got to be a bit careful about where you step. But we'll obviously be careful. Pull that little lever. I guess that down there is like a diff lock or something. Oh yeah, look, diff lock. Locks your diffs if you're in trouble. We'll shut this door and we'll come back to this later on. So what else is going on the farm today? John is taking out cattle. We're starting to get some cows outside, which is good. The slurry tanker let me down the other day, so that is having a mass repair done. We think all that happened was the vanes were sticking. These here. So Craig has had them all out and cleaned them all, soaked them in diesel and stuff. They work on a centrifugal force, so as it winds itself up, they fly out and pump slurry. But he's just been away to get some gasket sealant and stuff, so we can put it all back together. So that'll be this afternoon's job, to repair that one. Just down feeding the calves. Got the bucket on the Merlo here. That is enormous. That bucket is massive. That holds a stupendous amount of stuff. Don't think we'd ever need a bucket that big, really. I'm glad to say this one does have the optional extra that the Manitou also has to hold the bucket on for when you're going around feeding cows and that sort of thing, which is good. But yeah, first time driving it. Quite nice. It's definitely different to our Manitou. Let's take ourselves back up the yard here. So I keep pressing this to go forward and backwards, but that's my boom. So that's obviously not the machine's fault. So good visibility, just that corner there isn't the best because of the exhaust, but see the rest of it alright. Nice big pan roof. Now I guess that I'm in fast mode, but I never actually checked. So if I stop, put myself in neutral. So there it changes to 1, 2. So we'll stay in 2 because who wants to be in 1, eh? Yeah, just haven't got anywhere to put me camera in it. I'll have to get the window mount. Out with track going, I think. Keep expecting it to just move when you put it in reverse like the Manitou does, but of course it doesn't. Unless you rev, it doesn't go anywhere. Right, joystick, need my palm on it. We'll park her here for the night. Handbrake, keys. She's a smart looking machine. Just for a bit of a comparison, I know you guys have seen the inside of this Manitou a lot before. Obviously it's all different here, isn't it? There's a big sort of console around here in the Merlo. Joystick that's upright rather than this palm thing. Like I say, I keep using my thumbs here for the boom. And the third service, which is the locking pins on this one. Forward and back is on my finger, which is why I think I keep wanting to use the boom thing on the Merlo to change direction. But dashboard's over there instead of there, but doesn't really make any odds. I didn't think we had many buttons in here, but by the time you add them all up, and all these, and all the stuff that's on this scroll wheel, we probably do. But yeah, different machines. I like them both, but this one's obviously got a manual handbrake as well. We'll just have to see how we get on with that, Merlo. Right, go park this lady up. Of course, we got to change gear if we want to go any faster. You can put it in auto mode, but I just find it changes at the wrong time whenever you want to move it. Right, handbrake, window. Righto, Manitou. Always shut that one. Craig's been busy on this pump all day. He's stripped the entire thing down. Turns out the veins inside here were so clogged up with muck. Now, of course, muck shouldn't get into them, but it did. They wouldn't slide in and out. under the force of it going round. So take them all out, clean them all up, put it all back. Hopefully when we go to try it, it'll work, because it wasn't working last time. Bring your hobby to work day, look at them. Oh. Let me know in the comments anyone else that likes darts. I've become proper hooked on it recently. Spend a bit too much money on darts. Right, tuck you away, safe and sound. Right there, Gus, come out for a run. Hey, Snoopy. A bit big, isn't he? He's massive. Oh, what have you done there? He won't need them. No. Well, he's not going to keep them. Huge grey calf. Right, we just had a calf that was looking a bit poorly that we had to jab with some stuff to make him hopefully feel a bit better. I'll check him in the morning as I'm here at the weekend. But yeah, the Merlot's arrived on demo, so we'll give that one a proper test next week. John's getting a load of cattle out, which is good, so that decreases the workload back here in the mornings now, but doesn't mean we have to go and check the cows. And I'm also hoping Monday I can start spreading fertiliser, so lots of exciting stuff to come, which is good. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Big thank you to Southwest Handling for letting us demo the Merlo, because they brought quite a few machines into us recently. If you want to follow any more of the socials, they'll be on the bottom of the screen now. There's also links in the description, along with links to merch. And yeah, we'll see you guys on another video very soon. Cheerio.